Okay, folks, this is going to be a quick screen recording of the script to create two buttons. Now, I've had a student in Year 7 come to me, and she has a program or a project that's going to have buttons in it where if you click a button, a particular object appears. And it sounded like quite a simple thing to script, simple thing to write code for. As it turns out, it's not as simple as it first appeared, and so I've spent a bit of time looking at solutions for this problem, and I'm sure they're around. I found a few solutions where you could click on a button and make something appear, but then I realized that you could click anywhere on the screen and that would appear. So what I've done here is I've created two buttons. I'll just show you quickly how the program actually works, and then we'll go from there. So I'll click the flag to start, and then what we're going to do is when you click the one that says Anna, Anna appears. She'll appear for a few seconds and then she'll disappear. So if I hold down my mouse key, I think she'll actually stay there if you hold the mouse key down. But if you let go of the mouse key after 5 seconds, Anna disappears. And you can set that as a parameter. And same deal with Jack. Push down Jack, Jack appears. Let go of Jack, Jack disappears. So that's how that game works. We'll just have a look at the code here. What I've done is for sprite 1, I basically, if you look at where the cursor is, for Anna, what I've done is I've made these sprites, I've drawn them, and I've made them identical. So I've made one and then I've duplicated it. And I've put text on top of it in the paint type interface that you can use to create these sprites. And I've put one on top of the other because when you click on the thing and it changes to the other object, you change the costume. So this Anna actually disappears. So what I've done is I've put one Anna on top of the other one so that they don't disappear. And so for this first sprite, all I've said is when clicked, go to this location. And that's just so that it stays in one spot on the page. Now for the second sprite, the identical looking sprite, what I've done is I've created this this code down here, and I'll just drag it up here so you can have a look at it. And what I've said is, first of all, show it when you click here, and then I've got this forever loop, and for the first one I've got if the mouse is down and touching the mouse pointer. So not only do I have to have my mouse button pushing down to select, I also have to have it over the top of the sprite. So the sprite has to be touching the mouse pointer and the mouse pointer has to be down. It says go to that location, which was the same location as minus 130 y equals 100 as the first one, well, close enough anyway. So that's how we, and actually having the location slightly different is a good thing because when you push the button, it actually looks like the button's being pushed because it moves a little bit. So that's the location. Then I said switch costume to, and it popping left. And if you go to costumes over here, you can see I've got that costume, and then when it switches, it goes to this one. But when it switches, if I don't have that other costume underneath, this disappears. And we don't want the button to disappear, and that's why we've got two of them. So that's the costumes, and the script says switch the costume and then wait 2 seconds. So you can change that wait parameter to whatever you want. And then if the mouse is not down, go to the same location and switch costume to costume 1, which is, if you look at the costumes, costume 1 is the Anna. Okay. Now the text, the script for Jack is exactly the same. First one just puts it in a given position, and the second one, which is this one here, has it going. Now you'll probably notice these two positions are different in these bits of code. That's because I wanted when the second one appears, I want it to be below the button or to the left or to the right. So you actually set your location so that that's where the button is, mouse not down. But when the mouse goes down, you can put your picture or whatever you want to appear wherever you want the second costume. So that second costume appears below the Jack symbol because if you look at the script, when the mouse is down, it goes to this position here, which is below Jack, just here, where my mouse pointer is. And when my mouse is not down, Jack appears here. So that's the scripting for, and I'll just show you how it works again. Push down Jack, and Jack appears for 2 seconds, and then he disappears. And like I said, if you make the button position slightly different, it looks like the button is actually being pushed in. So you can put one slightly above the other, so that when you push it now, you can see here that the Anna button isn't moving because I didn't make the 2 positions different. So if I stop this code and go to scripts and select Anna, and I say, okay, mouse not down. At the moment, I've got it set to minus 138.80, and the first one I've got set to minus 138.80. If I change the Y position slightly on this sprite too, and let's do it. So mouse not down, I'm going to make the Y position 85. And then I'm going to say file, save. So now, if I go start the program, when I push Anna, do you notice the button is actually moving a little bit? That's because I just set the Y position a little bit different. So it looks like I'm pressing the button. So that's just an interesting way of making the button look like it's being pushed. So that's how I've solved the problem that the student had with regards to making an active button that when you press it, something happens. Okay? Is that a perfect solution? I am sure that you will come up with your own version of this, but it's certainly a start to get you on the road to creating buttons that are active that you can push to make something appear. Hope that's been helpful. By all means, if you've got a better idea, please let me know about it because I might post it on the Canvas page. Thank you.